Jenny, I can't believe that you keep putting on that shy, meek exterior for your brother. Don't you want to show him what we really have?
No. This is kind of working for me.
Well, it's working for me too.
I mean, we still get to be together, and he still treats me like a queen.
Are you afraid if he knew that he'd have a bad reaction?
He might. See, I think he's really dependent on me. Taking care of me. Sorry. I think he likes to keep me in this little box, even though he says he doesn't. He says he wants me to break free and have fun, but I don't know, I'm not so sure. I think there's something he really gets out of taking care of me.
It seems like maybe he's afraid of losing you too.
I think so. And that's why I keep pretending, because I love him and I've already ruined one family member's life. I don't want to ruin his.
Well, I got those cliff diving tickets if you're still interested.
Absolutely.
It should just be the two of us, lovely view, river below.
I need to get my head out of Gladys and her death. Nothing better than cliff diving. Come on.
And John realized that throughout this entire experience, the real zombie was in his heart, not externally. The end.
Oh, Carl, are you working?
Mary. Another donut. You know, they have other things at the bakery.
I don't care.
I'm finally finished.
Oh, Carl, I'm so proud of you. Sorry, that was a powdered shirt. Carl.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
It's my masterpiece, Lyria. Listen, I want to tell you, I know it's been a difficult year, moving out here in the middle of nowhere, when we had a perfectly good life in the city. But you've been my rock throughout this. I don't think I could have written Zombies of the Heart without you.
Carl, that means everything to me. To know that my sacrifices helped you to do what you have dreamt about for so long. Oh my goodness, I need to have another donut.
I'm going to put the one only copy of my manuscript here, where it will be safe.
Okay. That thing doesn't lock, you know.
Oh, right. Well,
But make it look just close.
I'll just put a plant on it. It'll look like it's part of the back.
What are we going to do to celebrate, Carl?
Lyria, I was thinking, maybe it's time to move back to the city. What do you think?
Well, you know, I could do that, but I've actually come to like our town quite a bit.
You have?
Yeah, well, we have the best donuts. I mean,
It's true.
that donut, well, we have more than one. There's Donut King,
Right?
there's Donut Queen,
That's right. Donut count.
Donut Count, Donut Junior, Donut Senior.
Yes. It is a very donut-full town. You're correct.
I mean, where else can you get that many donut shops?
So you're saying you want to stay then?
Carl, if you don't mind, I would love to just stay here. I've actually enjoyed the kind of quiet days and the fact that when I go to the Walmart, there's like nobody in line and
That's nice.
parking everywhere.
But won't you miss your family? I mean, we've made some friends along the last year, but everyone we knew is back in Toronto.
Well, I think we could just make intermittent visits to Toronto.
Oh, well, I guess...
Wait, are you disappointed? Do you want to
Well, to be honest, yes, I was kind of hoping that we would get back. I've had all the inspiration I could get from this town.
Oh,
It's, but you know, if you wanna stay around, you sacrificed a year of your life for me, so I guess I'll sacrifice the rest of mine for you.
now, Carl, you remember from our counseling sessions,
Yes, of course.
don't do that passive-aggressive thing. Now turn to me and tell me how you really feel.
All right, well,
And here, have a donut hole.
well, I'd like to go back to Toronto, Lyria. But I feel like I owe you staying here because of the sacrifices you've made. So, I will stay here with you, right? Just know that it will be difficult for me.
Okay, let me do my part now. Carl, I hear what you're saying, and when you say that, it makes me feel angry.
You've never been angry at me before.
I don't think I have ever been angry in my life. What's happened to me?
Look, hold on. That makes me feel nervous for our relationship. Perhaps this is goodbye.
Carl,
Lyria, look at us. Look at us. I love you. You know I love you.
and I love you. I've never loved anyone the way I love you, Carl. The way you chew, the way you...
But it's not, romance is not just about the way we chew, okay? Romance involves having the same goals.
If I had known that this was going to end this way, I would never have come here, and I never would have agreed to let you write that thing. If this means the end of our relationship, then...
I just don't see a way forward, Lyria. But just
Carl...
don't hate me, please. Let's make this an amicable divorce.
Oh, my goodness. Carl, I just don't even know where to go with this, because I just love you so much.
Will you come visit?
Here we are, Jack, the top of Harbinger Cliffs. Oh, it's a beautiful view, isn't it?
Yeah. It's far down there.
Yeah.
People jump off of this for fun, huh?
Well, I don't know. All I know is when I go, I'm gonna make the world remember my life. I mean, that's what it's all about, Jack, isn't it? You get 85 years on this rock, and you want to do something important, something that the world will remember. Well, once they find me, or once you find me tomorrow morning, down there, the word spreads, and everybody will be talking about me.
Bartholomew Potts.
Bartholomew Potts!
Eccentric octogenarian.
Yes.
Dove to his death.
Yes. Well, they'll work on the headlines, I'm sure.
I'm not sure, Bart. You know, it's been really nice. You staying at the house and going through all of Dad's stuff. It really makes me feel like he's close to us again. Why don't you just stay? We have that old ADU out back you can move in.
I don't know. Sticking around the old house where your dad lived, you never actually learned too much about his death, did you, Jack? I say...
I didn't, no. He's the one body that died in this town that I didn't process.
Isn't that the kicker? Who mortuaries the mortician?
Well, the mortician's son, usually.
But you were not there that week, were you?
No.
Your dad died. You didn't get to exchange those important last words.
No, it was on top of Machu Picchu without cell signal. Training my lungs. It's really high in altitude.
Yes. Well, here's something you don't know, Jack. I was with your father.
The day he died?
When he died, yes.
Okay.
Well, he said to me, just as he was expiring, Pots! He always called me Pots.
I remember that.
Pots, my son is a frail boy. A good-meaning boy, but a gentle boy. He worried for you.
I think that's good.
He asked me to look out for you.
All right, well, I failed to see how you coming into my life and then immediately,
Jumping off the cliff.
yeah, dying by suicide is looking out for me. Like, I know. If you're supposed to look out for me, you should have been here these last years. You should stay here now.
I know that, and I can't, but that's why I wanted to give you this. It's a locket.
Do I wear it?
Yes, you wear it. Open it up and look inside.
Oh, a picture of you and Dad. Spelunking.
Yes, that's right. We both decided that when the last one of us died, we'd give that to you. So that you'll remember, you not only had one father that you neglected at the end, you had another father that was there and that you saw to his final resting place. I love you, Jack.
Thanks. Thanks, Potts. But how did my dad die, though? Did he jump off this cliff, too?
Your dad died under mysterious circumstances. I was the one who found him. In the woods.
He hated those woods.
It looked as if he was dragged there by the long streak leading up to his corpse. That was my guess anyway, not being a police officer trained in those matters.
Oh, that's horrible.
He was bleeding. There was a gaping wound in his throat, and the blood was oozing out. He looked at me, and he said, I know, I said. I know. And then he died.
No wonder they wouldn't save the body for when I returned. I guess it makes sense. Straight to cremation. All I have is a little jar of ashes that sits right above my embalming station. That's where he always did his best work.
Be careful, Jack. Once I go, you really will be on your own. Beware of the woods.
So there's nothing I can do to convince you to stay? I mean, I feel like we have so much more that we can give each other. And you're just gonna literally throw it all away? Just stay.
But I've spent 3 weeks planning this.
I mean, you can do it later. We can do it later.
What would we do if I stayed?
Maybe I'll go spelunking and be brave. You could take me down to the caves. And we could explore.
You
Or
would do that with me?
we could glide and hang.
In that order?
I'm not really sure.
Jack, I'll be honest with you. Part of the reason I've decided to end it all now is because, as much as I feel I've done in my life, I've always been alone. I never thought anyone could love me really like a son, but you seem to be open to accepting me now.
Yeah. I mean, you're always like kind of like a crazy uncle coming back with little trinkets from your travels. You know, you're the reason why I went to the top of Machu Picchu. You had that picture of you climbing the pyramids with the Egyptian police after you, because that's super not allowed. And I was like, man, that looks amazing. And so I did that too. Only, you know, I booked a tour. I feel like, you know, you can help help me be stronger and more adventurous, and and then maybe Dad won't be so afraid. I won't be so frail. I can really be like the big brave adventurer guy that you two were together.
And your wife and your daughter, you think they'd accept me too?
Yeah, of course. Man, I know Jacqueline has really missed her grandpa, and your spirit is just so much like his.
Jack, you're speaking to me the way I never thought anyone would speak to me. Oh, yes.
Come here, Bart.
Yes, my son. I will live at least till 87.
And that's why I just cannot go diving with you today. I tell you, it was the most real dream ever. You were a little girl. You were speaking to me, but there was only half of you. The other half, I don't know where it was. And you were telling me that terrible, terrible things were coming. That terror would befall this town. I can't leave this house, Jenny.
I had to tell you something too. I had the same dream.
Where you were telling yourself this? Because I swear.
I was watching the exact same thing. But I'm still willing to go with you. Because I don't believe in those dreams. I think I believe more in us.
There's one other weird aspect of the